So as per usual, I'm a little bit late, but I am back just as I promised to film my review of Jeff Lynne's ELO from Out of Nowhere. So hello and yes, welcome back to another video, guys. Now that's right, it's review time. I'm doing another one of those. It's been a good month since I done my last one. That's probably how often I'm going to do these, because they're a lot of effort to do these reviews. They take up a lot of time, but I might try and do one over the next week, because it's Christmas, and, you know, like everyone else, I've got a bit of time off, which is beautiful. My voice is getting a bit this morning. I'm not 100% sure why. Starting to lose it, which is fantastic, just in time for Christmas. Well, hey. We are back to do an album review. It's one that I've been promising for a while now. It's one for an album which I should have done last month. But anyway, I'm finally here to review Jeff Lynne's From Out of Nowhere. Look at that. Woo! So yeah, just going to do the usual. Going to give a bit of information on this album, but there's barely any. Going to go over each track individually, mark each track individually, show you my copy of the vinyl record, mark the artwork for this album out of 10. Add up all the scores, so it'll be 10 tracks plus the artwork, so 11. Divide it by 11. And that's going to give us an overall marking for this album out of 10. So without further ado, let's get started, people. So this is Jeff Lynne's From Out of Nowhere. This is his second album under the name Jeff Lynne's ELO. It's technically his fifth album since ELO split up. You had Armchair Theatre, Zoom, which is under Electric Light Orchestra, but we all know that's just a Jeff album as well, so I'm counting it. Long Wave, Alone in the Universe, and now we've got From Out of Nowhere. So I'm counting it as his fifth solo album, but it's the second under this name. It was released on the 1st of November 2019, so just over a month ago, about 6 weeks old, this album. Pretty fresh still. I was shocked to see it hit number 1. I was very pleased. Although I will say this straight out the door, I was a fan of his last album more, so I'm surprised that the last one didn't hit number 1 and this one did. And I think that just goes to show you it is all about timing. You know, who else is going to announce an album if you get a lucky spot? Not saying Jeff got lucky, because he deserves it. I really am pleased Jeff finally got another number 1 album. So yeah, this album is self-recorded. I believe Richard Tandy is back on here playing piano. But other than that, it is pretty much the same as the last couple Jeff albums. He done Long Wave. He re-recorded all his hits in the very best of ELO, Mr. Blue Sky. And Alone in the Universe. He recorded them all at his home studio around his house. And I believe this one is no different. It's the same. He's back in his home studio, which is fantastic because, hey, you can tell that Jeff is just comfortable and having a fun time. And at the end of the day, that is what matters the most. You know, when our artists start to stress themselves out, it's never a good thing. So it's good that he's in the studio here, happy, chilled, and you can really feel it on this album. You can. Not in the best of ways, but you can feel it. So that's about all the information I've got for you on this album. There really isn't much to give. So yeah, this is the first album in 4 years as well, since Alone in the Universe. And this album did come from out of nowhere. I was not expecting an ELO album. I'd kind of got to the point where I thought, I don't even know if Jeff's going to bother doing another one, or if he's just going to keep touring forever. It's been rumoured ever since Alone in the Universe came out that there was another album in the works, but you kind of just stop believing it, because I hear rumours every year that Billy Joel's making an album. We all know how that's going. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I just completely disregarded the fact that an ELO album could come out, I guess, and all of a sudden it just randomly come out of nowhere. So I was very excited, very happy. So yeah, anyway, we got 10 songs on this album. It's another short album, unfortunately. I'm not a big fan of that, but hey ho, it is what it is. All the songs are about 2.5 to 3.5 minutes long. So it's a quick album. If you want to hear it, it's easy listening. It's going to fly by like that. So yeah, anyway, here we go. Opening track is From Out of Nowhere, and this opens the album really well, in my opinion. Because it sets a really good tone for this album. It's going to be a really laid-back, soft rock album. And I'm not sure if that's what Jeff was going for, or whether that's just how this album come together in his home studio. But other than a couple songs, it is a really laid-back rock album. That's the way I look at it. So anyway, this track has some classic ELO vocals from Jeff, which is really nice. You instantly get that throwback. Has a really nice guitar riff. And it has a really fun chorus. And as I say, this is the title track as well, so you do want this one to stand out. And I'd say this is one of the more standout tracks on the album. I do enjoy this track overall. I'm going to give this song a 7 out of 10. Now, you'll probably notice I don't have much to say on some songs already, because a lot of these songs are very simple, unfortunately. There's not much layers to them, and you don't get, like, too many different riffs throughout songs. The choruses don't stand out too much, and you're not going to get amazing solos, unfortunately, on this album. Now, don't take that as too much of a negative, guys, because I'm not saying that these songs aren't enjoyable because of that. I'm just saying that's why I don't have loads to say on some of these songs. So the next track up is Help Yourself. This is another track which just jumps in. There's no, like, slow build-up to get to a fun chorus or nothing. It's like, bam, we're in track 2. Here we go. And again, it has that classic ELO sound again, which doesn't make it too different to the first one. It has a different tone to it, yes, but it does have that similar feel, strangely. I wish the piano was louder on this one, because you can hear it in the background. It sounds great, and I really feel that would have set the song apart more. And the mixing is not fantastic. But overall, it's a decent song. It visits the chorus a bit too much for my liking, because when songs do that, you do kind of get the feeling that they don't know where to go with it. It's like, oh my god, we haven't got another line. Right, jump into the chorus, go. You do feel that a tad in this song. But overall, it's a decent song, as I say, so I'm not going to be too harsh. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Then we got a track called All My Love, which is the most frustrating song on this album for me, and it is my least favourite track on here. I love the guitar riff. It's the most unique sound on this album. There we go, there's the positives done. Just a shame that the song doesn't go anywhere. The song doesn't know where to go. It has this cool guitar riff. I love the line of Jeff singing All My Love, but then that's pretty much all the song does. The choruses are boring. You can tell he doesn't know where to go with it. He just repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats. And by the end of this song, you're so happy it's over, because you are getting bored near the end, unfortunately. And it's a real shame. I'm sure some people are going to really like this song, because it is catchy, it is fun, and for me, I agree with all that for the first 30 seconds to a minute of the song. And then the rest of the song, I am so ready for it to end. It just doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't do anything, and that's the worst thing a song can do for me. It has no sense of direction. I'm going to give this song a 5 out of 10. Down Come the Rain is the next track, and this is a bit more of a rocking track, which, after All My Love, as I say, as much as I respect the start of that song and how unique it is on this album, I was so ready for a change of pace here. And it's a really good vocal performance from Jeff again here. I think when he does his rocking tracks, he kind of steps out that classic ELO sound, which I love. Don't get me wrong, you know me, I love ELO, one of my favourite bands. And the sound that they created, especially through Jeff's vocal mixing, was fantastic. But it's nice to see him step away from that, because we're so used to it. So when you get the rocking tracks, it's really nice. It's really nice to change of pace. I love the chorus of this song, and the chorus does go back, slip into that ELO sound a bit more, but it works really well with the rocking verses. It's a good balance. I'll give this song a 6. It's pretty good. Losing You is the next track, which is a much slower song, and it's the first real slow song on the album, which is nice. Great vocals again, but the song just goes to the chorus a bit too much again. Same as, not quite to the extent of All My Love, I'll say that much. But I find this song a little bit boring at times. The song starts well again, and it is similar to All My Love, actually, the more I think about it, because by the end of it, I'm ready for it to end. It's just another song that starts off well. It isn't as annoying as All My Love. It starts off and it's like, yeah, this is pretty good. I don't mind it. And about 2-minute mark, I'm like, okay, come on, Jeff. Either do something or just finish it. But it's not as bad. It's enjoyable. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. So we're moving on to side 2 now, and we get One More Time, which is a fun rocker. This is the most fun rocking song on the album, without doubt. I love the vocals, and the backing vocals blend so well. Jeff's fantastic at giving himself great backing vocals. It's a really throwback to that 60s sound that Jeff loves. He's trying to capture it in his modern rocking ELO sound, and it works. It's really good. Great keyboard solo as well. And I also put my notes here, finally a solo, because there wasn't really any solos or any big standout ones in the first 5 tracks on the album. And I think you need something like that to break up a song. So it works really well. I'm going to give this song a 7 out of 10. This is definitely this is the best song easily since the opening track. Then we got Sci-Fi Woman, which I think if it was at the start of the album, I'd be a lot better with this one. But at this point, it just has that same sound and really same production style to every other song on this album. And at this point, it hurts me to say, but I'm a bit bored at this point. I feel like if I took the song on its own, and it's the same for a lot of songs on here, if I just plucked a song out randomly and just put it on Spotify, I think I'd have a much better time. But as the album goes, the more you get into this album, the more you realise that it's very samey sounding. But it's fun. It's not a bad song. It's got a good chorus. The verses are fun. It just sounds really similar. And at this point, I'm a little bit bored. But it just doesn't do much for me, this song, personally. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. It's okay. It's fine. I'm trying to look at this, because when I was making my notes, I did listen to the whole album. I'm trying to look at it as, it is a decent song. It is. Just by this point on the album, I'm kind of over that kind of sound that Jeff's been forcing through this album. Next track, however, is my favourite song on the album. So this really picks it up for me. Going Out on Me. I love the sound of this song. The strings, which I'm sure were just done on the keyboard, but anyway, they sound good. The strings, the piano, and the backing vocals by Jeff blend together so well. This sounds like great ELO from the 70s. It sounds so good. You can tell that it's not the same, obviously, because the strings sound a little bit cloudy, which is why I think they're definitely done on keyboards. And the production, obviously, is very in the style of this entire album. And not that classic ELO production sound. However, it flows so well together, it blends so well together, and I have a great time with this song. The verses in between, Jeff does a great job at keeping the lyrics fresh and entertaining. The vocals from Jeff, the lead ones, are great. Easily the most creative song on this album. I have a lot of time for this song. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. And unfortunately, I for some reason just don't imagine this is one that people are going to say is a highlight from the album. I feel like I might be a bit alone there. But I just find this one really good because it really reminds me of old ELO. It's the most unique on this album, maybe. And it just feels so much more creative than everything else on this album. Okay, 8 out of 10 for that one. Next track, Time of Our Life. Now, this is about when they played at Hyde Park. And it has some of the cheesiest lyrics I've ever heard. But I enjoy it because, you know, he's talking about an experience here, one that we know. I remember listening to Hyde Park when I was coming back from Great Yarmouth from a weekend with my family. And we just turned on the radio. I didn't even know he was on, and I should have because I'm such a big ELO fan. I should have known Jeff was on there, but I didn't. We just turned the radio on. He was literally doing the first song at Hyde Park. It was all being broadcast live. So I remember it very clearly. I bought the vinyl record. Just down there. When it came out, I think it's a cracking live album. So I don't mind that the lyrics are really cheesy here because I think a lot of us ELO fans remember it. And it's like, yeah, these are really sappy, cheesy lyrics, but what the hell? I remember it. I'm enjoying it. And it is a fun song. The chorus is great. The backing vocals are fantastic. I'm going to give this song a 7 out of 10. This is, I'm fully aware that this song is not that great, mainly because of the lyrics. They really are cheesy, but it's fun. I think a lot of us ELO fans, we remember it. I'm going to chuck it a bone. So the last track up is Songbird, and then On a Slow ballad song. So this is, I like it when Jeff does ballads sometimes, Ticket to the Moon, love that stuff. But it's an okay song. It is a bit boring at times, I can't lie. Has a decent guitar solo in it though. That's probably the highlight of the song for me. Again, it's just another song that I don't really have too much to say on. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. So then, the vinyl record. Now, I went for the special edition because, I'm a big ELO fan. I thought I'm going to have to get the special edition in this one. So this is the Hype Sticker, new studio album. All songs written and produced by Jeff Lynne on 180-gram gold vinyl. And also you can see it's an Untitled. Now, I've done an entire unboxing on this vinyl. So if you want to see that, make sure you go check it out. I thought I'd unbox it because, we love ELO here. The back cover's really cool. Really cool. Much better than the back cover of Alone in the Universe. I remember that. And it was like Photoshop terrible. Is he in a sleeve? Very cool. You got all the lyrics on the back. And there's your gold. It's very cool. So I'm going to give the artwork to this a 9 out of 10. And it really should be a 10 out of 10 because there's nothing about it I dislike. It's just I've seen people who didn't get this cool version. The cover is just the spaceship, black background. It's a it's a good cover. The spaceship looks cool, but I wouldn't say it's quite 10 out of 10 worthy. So yeah, I'm gonna say 9 out of 10 for the artwork on this. It's damn near perfect. I really like it. And also, if you get the CD, I'll just say this as well for people who don't buy vinyl. The CD is really cool as well. It is just in a plastic case. It's not a digipack or anything like that. So that's a bit disappointing. But the booklet you get in here is really nice, actually. I'll just show you a couple pictures, but you get some nice photos of Jeff in there, which is really nice. Some really nice artwork in there. Like, I think that would have been a better cover if they could have made that 3D than just plain black. Do you know what I mean? This is me being fussy. It really is. But there's, you get all the lyrics in there and stuff. And yeah, just some cool spaceships. So yeah, and then the artwork is exactly the same really on the CD. But yeah, so 9 out of 10 for the artwork. So I've added up all the scores, so all 10 tracks and then the 11th mark for the artwork. And I've marked this out of 10, divided it by 11. It's getting a 6.6 out of 10. And I think that's really where I feel this album would stand. It is between a 6 and a 7 for me. Look, the way I'll describe this album is it's a good album. It's not bad. It's just when you listen to it all in one go, you feel that the production and the style of songs does bring it down a bit because it is already similar. There's not much uniqueness here. But if you want a fun ELO album that's going to give you a good half-hour listen, this isn't a bad choice. It isn't. But I do prefer his last album, Alone in the Universe. I think that album had a lot more styles on it. A lot more different techniques and style, genres of music. Whereas this one all kind of flows in one line. And there are a few songs which seem to not know where they want to go. But overall, good album. So, as I say, ELO fans, I don't think you'll be too disappointed with this one. I think you'll walk away from it going, yep, that was good. Well done, Jeff. Thank you for another album. And that's the same from me. Thank you, Jeff. Well done for another album. I love Jeff. Love ELO. Easy top 5 bands for me. And yeah, can't wait to see what you do next, Jeff. Please give us another one soon. Don't make us wait another 4 years. But thank you so much for watching as always, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave a message, and I'll see you guys next time for another video. Bye-bye.